Hey everyone, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. Today's video I think is going to be short and sweet. It is actually a response to one of you. Someone asked me what the difference is between hard polytheism and soft polytheism. So I'm going to talk about that. Before we can really understand the differences between hard polytheism and soft polytheism, we have to understand what polytheism is in general. And polytheism, put very simply, is the belief in more than one deity. Poly, many. Theism, coming from the Greek word for gods, theoi? Something like that. I don't know how to say it. Hold on. I gotta move these crickets. Okay, I've got animals everywhere and I have crickets because we have a gecko. Where was I? Okay, polytheism is just the belief in many gods. You see this in a lot of pagan faiths, but not all of them. And we can further break down the different types of polytheism into what we call hard polytheism and soft polytheism. Now, both of these types of polytheism do involve the belief in more than one god, at least, sometimes two, usually in my case, a lot. But the difference between the two is important to distinguish, especially if you're speaking to other polytheists, because it can get very muddied or contentious depending on who and what exactly you're talking about. I have to give a disclaimer here really quick that soft polytheism and hard polytheism can be debated subjects within the wider polytheism community. And this is because some people believe that soft polytheism is just monotheism in disguise or pantheism in disguise or whatever. Honestly, I used to believe something like that, but I have since grown and spoken with other people, and honestly, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. However, moving forward in the rest of this video, please keep that in mind that I don't think there's really a hard and fast definition for hard polytheism and soft polytheism. This is just from my understanding of the two. The main difference between hard polytheism and soft polytheism is that one believes that every single deity out there is a being in their own right. This means that Aphrodite and Venus and Angus O from the Irish pantheon, all deities involving some form of love and beauty, exist in their own right. They are their own separate beings, their own separate gods. Soft polytheism, on the other hand, can take a different approach. If you are a soft polytheist, you might see all three of these beings as holding dominion, so to say, over similar aspects of life or similar subjects. Therefore, they may possibly all be different aspects and personifications of the same being. If that's confusing, which it was confusing to me at first too, let me give you an example using my crystals. So say you are a soft polytheist and you hold the belief that every feminine presenting deity is the same deity. So that was confusing. Every feminine presenting deity are aspects of one higher or main feminine presenting deity, goddess, spirit, whatever you want to call it. If we look at my quartz crystal, for example, we can see the whole quartz crystal as the one being, the higher spirit. We'll just call it goddess, okay? And every facet on this particular quartz crystal is an aspect of the divine feminine, of the goddess. Okay, so maybe this part of the quartz crystal here is Aphrodite, and this back piece over here is gonna be the Morrigan, and this piece over here is gonna be Bridget, and hopefully you understand. But what that goes to show is that soft polytheists, in my experience, may believe that every single feminine deity is represented like this. They are all facets of the same being. And this could be for many reasons. Maybe it is because the people in one area are more open to a deity that presents in a certain way. So goddess in soft polytheism decided to present to them in that particular way. However, thousands of miles away, the different people over there might have been open to deity being presented in a different manner. So goddess presented themselves in that way. And that's one of the ways that I have seen soft polytheism explained. And the same can be said for any masculine presenting deities, or even if it goes down a little more narrow, where all deities of love are aspects of one particular love god or goddess, or all trickster deities are aspects of one higher trickster deity. You know, it can be as broad or narrow as the person that believes it. And that's okay. Whereas on the other hand, I have two crystals now. The hard polytheist, like myself, believes that you have the Morrigan over here, and then you have like Hecate over here. And though they are both generally feminine presenting deities, they are deities in their own right. The Irish pantheon and the Greek pantheon, and that they are their own spirits. I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that well enough. I don't remember who asked this question, so I'm sorry that I can't give you the shout out that you deserve for the inspiration to make this video. If you had any questions about the differences between hard polytheism and soft polytheism, I hope this answered those questions. I do want to say that depending on who you talk to, some people are going to say that soft polytheism doesn't exist. It's not a thing that people believe, and it's just something that people made up. While yes, it may be quote unquote made up, I think it's important that we have the distinction between hard polytheism and soft polytheism, because if I am speaking to someone about experiences with Bridget, for example, and they are a soft polytheist, their view of deity is going to be wildly different than mine. And it's important to have that distinction and that understanding before we go into conversation with each other. Because in my practice, I don't approach deity, I don't approach a god or goddess or spirit with a request without first having a relationship, without first, introducing myself, giving offerings, learning about the spirit beforehand. That's just how it works in my practice. Because all of these deities are people, for lack of a better word, in their own right. They are individuals, okay? Whereas someone who is a soft polytheist might not view it that way, because if they view the divine as a supreme power or two supreme powers, they already have a working relationship with that divine figure. So if they are going to approach a deity for help, an aspect of the divine, they might not view a relationship with that particular aspect as being important, because they already have a relationship with the higher power, with the, I keep wanting to say supreme deity, but that doesn't sound right. I hope that makes sense. That is why I feel like it's important to have these distinctions. I did used to be of the mindset that soft polytheism is just monotheism or pantheism in disguise. However, I have since grown and changed my thoughts on that. Being online and speaking with people who have differing experiences tends to lead to growth like that. And, you know, I'm glad that I can have these types of conversations with people and be open to learning new things and learning how others practice, because it was really rude of me. It was really rude of me to have that and to really be poking my nose in the beliefs and practices of other people, in my opinion. And, you know, if you think that soft polytheism is just monotheism in disguise, I would invite you to speak to other soft polytheists and get their opinion if they're willing to share. Ask them about their beliefs and how they view soft polytheism. I think if it was just monotheism in disguise, there would be no need to have all of these other aspects of deities within soft polytheism. Am I a soft polytheist? No. That's just not how I believe, I guess, and I will probably always be a hard polytheist. It's just what fits within my worldview, and it is what I know to be true in my own heart and my own practice. So let me know in the comments below if you are a hard polytheist or a soft polytheist. Let me know if this answered any questions. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I will do my best to answer them. If you would like to speak with me further or speak with other people further, feel free to join my Discord server. The link for that is in the description below. We are open for questions, comments, just chatting about experiences in general. If you want to help support the channel, you can do that at patreon.com/roundthecauldron. That link is also in the description. And I guess I will see you all in my next video. Bye.